I'm the chair of the Education Committee, and we've had two major flagship projects that we take care of every single year, which are actually very involved. So really, this is what it is basically to focus on programs and educational concepts or objectives for young fellows that are geared towards young fellows. And so it's primarily work focused on, catering to particular education programs to help the young surgeon, either in their practice or in their current environment. So you can see them there. You can read them sharing in conjunction with other committees. The goal is to focus with other parts of the pillars of the college and with the other work groups that we see, and then primarily inform young fellows on with multiple sources and educational resources that are primarily directed at them. Also, the big part of the Education Committee is to work on the submissions and proposals for the Clinical Congress, which is what we talk about here on the next slide here. But that's I would say the flagship project of the Education Committee, and it's a really excellent opportunity for us to be able to interact with the older fellows of the college or the leadership of the college. We have a really good footprint about that, and we've been, in addition to those flagship projects, between that and the Speakers Bureau, which I'll talk about on the next couple of slides, we try to add another project every year. So such as the Mentors Program to help mentor younger surgeons as they get through to see how they can become more involved. So go to the next slide. So you can see here the Speakers Bureau is something we started a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, where basically every single time we work on the Clinical Congress, we're usually tending to look for moderators or co-moderators or speakers for particular topics. And so we decided to come up with the YFA Speakers Bureau, where YFA members can submit presentations or topics that they are very interested in or they feel they're experts in. And this way, when other people are taking a look, they want to find a speaker, or they're going to be in your area and they want to have somebody be able to discuss something that you may be an expert about, they can identify that. And that's listed online. Here is the website from the YFA segment. Currently we have 123 presentations, each of which have 3 objectives, over 24 states and even 6 international sections. So we find people that have, feel that they're experts about a particular topic. So I'm a vascular surgeon and I have a variety of vascular surgery topics. And if people are in that area, there's like YFA meetings, or they're looking for moderators, particular meetings at that area. They may not even be ACS, but they may be local meetings or regional meetings. They're looking for speakers. They can access this. And so I encourage you all to be able to submit something, particularly in topics that you find that you're very passionate about and you feel you're an expert about. Next slide. The flagship project for the Education Committee is usually the Clinical Congress, and the Education Chair tends to sit on the Program Committee with the remainder of people that discuss and determine the educational objectives and program and panels for the ACS Clinical Congress. We just had our meeting for 2021. It's a year in advance, and you can see we're extremely active. I mean, this is really dramatic. So we've had, from the YFA members, 48 submissions that were submitted to the Education Workgroup, of which 33 after evaluation were submitted to the Program Committee. So 25 were panel sessions, 6 were town halls, and 2 were Meet the Experts. And these were, again, topics that are important, that we felt were important, that were submitted, and they were sent to the Program Committee. And as of yesterday, 13 of the 33 have been accepted. That's like a 37% rate, which is really unbelievable, because I've sat on the Program Committee for the last 4 years or so, and they have 300, 350 submissions from all over, and they have to take it down to like 100 or 104. So to be able to have that much on that Program Committee is really fantastic. It's a testament to what all you all are doing, and I encourage everybody to continue to submit year after year after year. Importantly, for those that, let's say, may have not been selected, at least we have people that are interested in. So I push very strong that they are either co-moderators on the sessions that are presented by the Education Committee. They're always looking. We try to have a FACS member that of the executive committee, and then we try to add a young surgeon to be a co-moderator, if not a co-moderator, to at least be a panelist, to make sure that we can switch it up and that it's not always the same 2 or 3 people that are always the ones moderating or always the ones presenting. We try to add new people, and they're much more interested when they see that we have such a great involvement and engagement. So next slide. So this is, we want to add more to the Speakers Bureau. My goal would be to have a speaker from every state. I mean, there's 24 states that are represented. Why isn't all 50 states represented? ACS is everywhere. It's all around the country. And it's also international. So to engage more international people, to say, hey, look, I'm an expert in, Pakistan. I'm an expert in India, and I'd like to talk about thyroid disease or colorectal disease or whatever it may be. So I encourage people to be as involved as possible. And then Chris touched on this as well. We want to continue to survey our membership for things that are important to you. People that are early in practice or maybe later in practice may find things that they want or research that they're interested in. So if things come up, please let me know so we can work on a project annually.